2 one-act plays with a 20-minute interval.
There is no smoking during these plays.
The fire exits are located at the rear and to the right-hand side. The assembly point on the far side of the car park.
Please turn your mobile phones off before the plays start.
Thank you very
Give me back that microphone! I was supposed to be making the announcement.
Oh, Margaret, I'm the chairman. I should do it.
Gordon, will you please let me speak?
Oh, I am the chairman, Margaret.
Let's face it, Gordon. All the people here are here to see me. Surely I should be the one giving the information.
Well, I'm going to tell them anyway. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 2 one-act plays for you this evening with a 20-minute interval.
I would ask if you could all refrain from smoking. My voice is a delicate instrument and must be protected at all times.
The fire exits are at the right and the rear of the auditorium. And the assembly point is at the far side of the car park.
I would also ask you at this point to turn off your mobile phones. You wouldn't want to miss a minute of my wonderful performance.
Oh, Margaret, you are a diva.
I'll be available for autographs after the show.
What did I say?
All right! I'm sorry.
Thank goodness for that. Apology accepted.
Can I possibly get on now?
All he had to do was apologise.
Well, he has, Joyce, so let's just put it behind us, shall we?
She takes offence too easily.
You did call her a talentless moron.
Why take offence? Why take it so personally?
Agenda now. I need to be home by 9. Brian is cooking me a romantic meal for 2.
Ooh, what's the special occasion?
This turn, I collected the pizza yesterday.
Where's Bernard?
Agenda.
Margaret, it's the last meeting before the AGM. We need a full house.
Well, I'm off if he doesn't arrive in a minute.
Right. I'll call the meeting to order. Item 1, apologies. What are you scribbling at, Joyce?
I'm taking the minutes, Gordon.
But we haven't started yet.
Yes, we have. Item 1 on the agenda. Apologies.
What have you written?
I've written Gordon to Joyce. Eventually.
Why?
Because that was the first apology.
No, Joyce. That was not an apology.
Oh, is it not?
On the meeting agenda, apologies mean for people that aren't here. They simply apologise for being absent.
But how can they apologise if they're not here?
Because it's a convention, Joyce. They just do.
So, where do I minute the fact that Gordon has apologised to me?
Don't, Joyce. It was before the meeting started.
I'm sorry, Gordon, but I insist on officially minuting the fact that you apologised to me.
Not under apologies, you don't.
Where then?
Item 4 on the agenda. Any other business?
Gordon?
Whatever. Can we just get on with it?
Right, so what do I write under apologies?
How many of us are in this society, Joyce?
4.
And how many of us are there here?
3.
That, Joyce, is the raw data you need to complete the apologies section of the minutes.
What does he mean?
Bloody hell! Save me from this world!
Who's not here, Joyce?
Sorry, M6 was a bloody nightmare. Have I missed anything?
Just the apologies, Bernard.
Who apologised for what?
You have for not being here.
And Gordon to Joyce for calling her a moron.
A moron. He's obviously warming to you, Joyce.
Right, come on, agenda. I need to be away by 2:45. Ryan is cooking it. Never mind.
So, now that Bernard's apologised for not being here, is he an apology or not?
No! Because he's here!
But he did say sorry.
Look! He's here! Bernard! Banana! Banana Bernard! Don't write anything! Write nothing! Don't write anything! No apologies! Everyone's here! Don't write anything! Nothing! What's she doing? Oh!
Joyce is talking to you for the rest of the evening. She says you're a vile bully.
Tell her I'm gutted.
Gordon says
I can hear him, Margaret.
she can hear you, Gordon.
I know she can hear me!
Don't shoot the messenger.
Look, can everyone just calm down?
Physician, heal thyself.
May I continue?
Just right, no apologies. But cross out the bit about the banana.
Thank you. Item 2 on the agenda, the rent. It needs paying, and we haven't got any money.
No problem.
You don't consider that problematic, Margaret?
No more so than normal. You know that we can fund our debts by the proceeds of our next production.
Which is what?
Item 3 on the agenda.
And it's as simple as that, is it?
Yes, why do chairmen always have to over-dramatise everything?
Would the Treasurer kindly explain to the rest of the committee the nature of our financial predicament?
Joyce isn't talking to you.
Margaret, kindly ask the Treasurer to kindly inform the rest of the committee as to the nature of our financial predicament.
Joyce,
I heard him. As of last week, our funds are in red to the tune of £287.09.
what?
What about the money from the last play?
The last play, Bernard, is the reason we're in such financial debt. We spent £150 on staging, and then there was the...
And we had £600 in advance ticket sales.
Correct, Margaret. Giving us a profit of approximately £450. So far, so good. Until we actually decided to make the fatal error of staging our production in front of a live audience. And
Okay, so a small proportion of the population found our play offensive. You get this with all great art, Gordon.
Well, I thought it went quite well.
by what measure, Bernard?
Well, we got through the bugger, didn't we? That's more than we ever did in rehearsals.
Yes! We got through the bugger! No arguments there! And since then, 84 members of the audience who also got through the bugger have since written to me and asked for their money back. This ideally did, for the sake of community harmony. But the scars obviously run deep. 7 members of the public have since engaged the service of a solicitor, who's now suing us for psychological damage. We're now facing a financial lawsuit never seen since, our previous production.
Never mind our finances, Gordon. What about our reputation?
That remains unaffected, Margaret.
Okay, so it was a bit iffy. No big deal, we can make it up.
How, Bernard?
Well, we just put up the ticket prices next time.
Interesting tactic. So we torture members of the public to the limits of their sanity, putting them to the edge of psychological trauma, and then say to them, if you'd like to come back, it'll cost you more.
You exaggerate, Gordon.
Fact, Margaret! All the research we've done in the past has shown us that when ticket prices get above a certain level, sales start tailing off.
What bloody research?
Well, for example, 3 years ago we charged £1.20 for tickets and we sold 8. The following year we put the price up to £1.25 and we didn't sell any.
Correction, Gordon.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry, Margaret. Ryan bought one, but only as a birthday present for your mother.
Ryan wouldn't do that. He hates your mother.
Precisely, Bernard.
Oi, what about kids?
Well,
Well, it's the oldest trick in the book, isn't it? Stick a load of kids in your play, and then they all bring their aunties and uncles and grannies and things. Instant sellout.
I thought about that for the panto last year, so I invited the local brownie pack.
And?
And they sent a scout along who came to one of our rehearsals. He reported back, and I got a letter on official brownie notepaper.
And?
It said we fell below their minimum standards.
The brownies blew us out.
Yes.
Cheeky blighters. I'll give them what for next time they come to offer to clean my windows. Or a job indeed.
That's the Cubs, Margaret.
Same difference. Bloody Baden Powell and his Woggle Brigade. They all need stringing up by their ding-dang-doolies.
So, any suggestions for a surefire hit?
I still say a panto drags them in.
Not in August, Bernard. And not with a lawsuit still hanging over our head. Margaret?
Comedy. Every time.
That's the best laugh we've ever had.
Joyce?
Joyce isn't talking to you, Gordon.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot Joyce isn't talking to me. But I think we all know where Joyce's allegiance lies, don't we? She's still clinging on to the pathetic idea we can tackle a bloody musical.
Your name may be Gordon, but this is not Hell's Kitchen. Kindly keep a civil tongue in your head.
Just ask her.
Joyce?
No one has ever given me a sensible reason why we should tackle a musical.
Because, Joyce, the last time we did a musical, we had complaints from the local alley cats.
It's very easy to pick faults, isn't it, Gordon?
With us, Joyce. Yes, it is.
Look. That's me in Helly Dolly. Total sellout.
But the society was much bigger then, Joyce. I mean, we had members and things. It's not just actors you need, it's musicians and singers. You see, I can't play anything.
Well, I can.
Can you, Joyce? What can you play?
Well, I had lessons when I was young. I got told I was very gifted.
What can you play, Joyce?
Stay out of this room. What can you play, Joyce?
I didn't want to tell you. You'll just ridicule me.
We won't, will we, Gordon?
Try me.
What can you play? I mean, I don't know you had me hidden.
Bloody well hidden.
Joyce?
The banjo. There is nothing wrong with the banjo, Gordon.
No, Joyce! I've gone for it myself when I was at school. But you know what it's like with kids? The banjo course was a complete only sold out.
I had a crack at the trombone when I was a kid. Oh, school brass band. I've still got the booger somewhere.
I never thought you'd be far from a U-bend, Bernard.
What?
Fantastic thought, eh? Songs from the shows. Hum along to your favourite melodies, accompanied by Joyce and Bernard. on the banjo and the trombone.
What you talking about, you, Ben?
I'd like to make a suggestion.
So, if there are no sensible suggestions, I'd like to move on to item 4 on the agenda.
When was that Alex production? Item 3 on the agenda?
No need, Margaret.
Meaning?
Because item 4 on the agenda is any other business. And all we need to minute here, Joyce, are 3 words. Where all doomed.
Meaning?
Meaning this, Margaret.
And what is that?
A poster.
I can see it's a poster, Gordon, but what's it for?
It's a poster for the opening production of a new amateur dramatic society here in Grimley.
What?
No, that's impossible.
Let me spell it out to you, Bernard. There's a new amateur dramatic society here in Grimley.
No.
No.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yes.
Little Grimley has a new amateur society.
What? Grimley upon Neaton?
Aha!
What do you mean?
Grimley upon Nington is not Little Grimley, Gordon.
Yes, it is. Nearest down it.
Oh, no, it isn't.
Oh, yes, it is.
Oh, no, it isn't.
Oh, yes, it...
Shut it, Bernard! Grimley upon Nington is far too far for the people to travel.
Margaret, it's 2 miles.
Little Grimley is very parochial. You know, trust me, I know these things. The villagers just won't buy it.
Too late. They've already bought it. It's complete sellout.
Grimley upon Nington, Amateur Dramatic Society? Go nuts! Ugh, sounds ghastly.
What are they doing?
Sex, drugs, and Rick and Noel.
Vile.
It's a new musical by by David Tristram.
A musical?
Yes, Joyce, it's a musical, and it's got sex in the title. It's bound to be a surefire winner.
But if they didn't,
Joyce, minute that, would you?
Do you have to behave like some sort of half-starved primary ape?
oh, shag off, you poncy tart.
Have you ever considered a career in clergy?
Bernard, what was it you actually wanted to contribute to our conversation?
I was merely saying, if they set up a new Amdram next door and they're doing a musical and it's got sex in the title, all in all, I reckon we bollocksed.
So you reckon we're bollocks?
Yep, totally.
And does everybody else agree with Bernard's clinical analysis of our dilemma? Joyce?
Joyce isn't talking to you, Gordon.
Oh, pity that our little discussions should be so cruelly robbed of such an intellect. Margaret?
Well, having a new society in our midst may have a temporary adverse effect on our revenues.
What you talking about?
We're bollocksed! And they're stealing all of our audiences!
Margaret, we haven't got any audiences.
You have a loyal core?
Calls it a call, Margaret. It's more like a pip. And they're not so loyal.
Oh, I don't know. Year in, year out, rain or shine, hell or high water, the bastards still stay away.
Well, I think it's despicable. Who's behind this anyway?
A lady returning to the village after a spell's absence. Ex-pro actress. Very good, apparently.
Ex-pro indeed. I bet she did one toothpaste commercial in the 1950s.
No. No, she trod the boards with the best of them. Caused quite a stir in her day.
And how do you know so much about this woman?
because, Margaret. Miriam.
Not Miriam.
Miriam. Back to haunt me. Back. I swear.
Oh my God. Miriam's back.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
Got no idea.
Miriam is Gordon's ex-wife.
Really? I had no idea.
How long's Gordon had an ex-wife?
She divorced him. Must be 20 years now. She ran off with Gordon's leading man. Very acrimonious.
How do you spell that?
No, you're not to minute this, Joyce. Gordon has been left emotionally scarred by the whole wretched experience, poor lamb. No wonder he's so bad-tempered and edgy.
He's always bad-tempered and edgy.
You need to apologise for taking offence at being called a moron.
I'm sorry.
Not to me, Joyce. To Gordon. You know, Miriam may as well have just ripped open his shirt and put a stake right through his heart.
Why, is he a vampire?
Gordon is just emotionally distraught by the whole event. He desperately needs our support.
Desperately?
Are you taking the piss, Bernard? Well, shh. Stay awake.
I'm sorry.
Don't we? We understand. Don't we, Bernard?
Desperately?
Even Joyce understands. Don't you, Joyce?
Yes, Gordon. And I would like to apologise
What for, Joyce?
for being called a moron. It was stupid of me.
I wouldn't have you any other way, Joyce.
Thank you, Gordon.
No, Joyce, thank you. Thank all of you. I know in the past we've had our differences, petty squabbles, minor disagreements, the occasional major disagreement, isolated outbursts of physical violence. But I've never forgotten that you've always been there. God knows it hasn't always been easy. In fact, I'd go so far as to say it's never been easy. But despite all that, you three have always stuck by me through thick and thin, but everything, despite all your touching shows of loyalty, everything that Bernard said before is true. A rival society in our midst, the return of Miriam, a new musical with sex in the title. I think we all know what that means.
We're bollocks.
Precisely. I'm afraid it's over.
It's never over, Gordon, until the fat lady sings.
Sorry?
Give Joyce a chance to sing before we disband. You know it's been her life's dream.
Was she saying I'm fat?
Only on surface, Joyce.
It's just an expression, Joyce. You've always said we should do a musical. Well, now's our chance. For all we know, it can be our salvation, and we never put it to the test. This, Tristram musical. Sex, drugs, and what's it? How many are in the cast?
Margaret.
How many, Gordon?
Margaret, please.
How many, Gordon?
This isn't fair.
We could do it, couldn't we?
No.
How many, Gordon?
2 male, 2 female, but that doesn't mean that...
You always promised Joyce we could do a musical.
Did I?
Yes.
When?
Every week for the past 4 years. One day, Joyce, one day we'll do it. Well, that time has now come. I mean, what have we got to lose?
The last remaining shreds of our dignity, Margaret. No, I'm sorry, Joyce. But even under normal circumstances, a musical be challenging. But look what we're up against. A new production. A good one. On our doorstep. No, I'm sorry. The odds are too great. I'm disbanding the society.
Whoa! Hang on a minute. There's an old saying, right? All's fair in love and war. Well, the way I see it from my side of the fence, Gordon here's been short-changed in the old love department. His missus running off with a leading man, not exactly playing the game to the rules, is it? So, level playing field, a game of two halves. Let's put the boot on the other foot. Who's up for raising the stakes to bounce the books?
What?
Eh?
And what did that bag of old cliches actually mean, Bernard?
It means let's not take this lying down. It's time to stand up and be counted. Listen, I met a couple of geezers when I was in the East End. Nice chaps, but you know, hard if you follow my drift.
I think so.
Yes, well, they've just started a new company. They call themselves Persuaders. Now,
Bernard, you're not suggesting what I think you're suggesting.
depends what you think I'm suggesting.
You know what I think you're suggesting.
Yes, then probably.
Would you two mind conducting the rest of the conversation in English?
Bernard is suggesting that his two East End friends give my wife what they would no doubt term a bit of a slap.
No, nothing heavy. Just put the frighteners on a bit.
Bernard, this woman once shared my house. She was mother to my children. We had 7 glorious years together. No matter what has passed between us since, I cannot countenance violence towards her.
What about the leading man?
That's different. Let's nobble him.
Well, it just so happens I downloaded their rate card off the internet. I needed it a few weeks ago because a landlord wouldn't pay his plastering bill. What do you fancy? They do a broken shoulder and neck, plus severe bruising for $175. Oh, how about this one? The brown underpants introductory offer. No violence, just put the frighteners on, 75 quid. Plus VAT, by the way.
These people charge VAT!
Oh yeah, they're quite legit. They've got a government start-up grant. Hey, here's a good one. If you collect 3 of these vouchers, they'll do you a broken leg for a pony.
Oh, that's horrible.
What?
Breaking a pony's leg.
Joyce, it's a Cockney expression. It means £25.
When you two have finished this ridiculous macho ritual, let's get back into the real world, shall we? Let's hit them where it hurts.
They'll do that as well. 15 quid plus VAT.
No, I'm not talking about physical violence, Bernard. I'm talking about bruising them psychologically.
Meaning?
Well, if we can't nobble them, let's nobble their production.
How do we do that?
Plenty of ways.
For example?
Steal their props.
What costumes?
I know. We could infiltrate their production and act in it. Oh, Joyce could even sing.
No. Forget sabotage. Security's too tight. Their front of house manager goes by the name of Spike Quant. Ex-bouncer from the Dog and Donkey. Trust me, you'd never get near the place. Security's too tight.
Okay, so if we can't nobble them, and we can't nobble their production, let's nobble their audiences.
Explain.
Where's their box office?
Mrs. Miggin's sweet shop in Grimley.
Mrs. Miggins, eh?
What are you scheming, Margaret?
Well, if I know meticulous Miss Miggins, she will have logged everybody's phone numbers on a list. And I dare say that with a little subterfuge, I can obtain that list.
And?
And I can give everybody a call on that list to say the production have been, due to unforeseen circumstances, been cancelled.
And?
That's it.
Margaret,
See, that's brilliant.
you've cracked it.
Thank you.
No.
We know.
I said no.
Don't you like it?
Like it. I love it. But the musical shouldn't be cancelled. Merely move to a different venue.
You don't mean...
Yes, Joyce. Our musical is on. George Walker, leading man and wife stealer. If Flamingo's pear-shaped, he's your prime target, Bernard.
Consider noble.
Graham Quant, also known as Spike. He'll be arranging for security at the stage door and front of house cover, here, here, and here. Now, be in no doubt, these people are professional and well drilled. On opening night, they'll be prepared for a full house here at the village hall at Grimley upon Neaton. But what they won't be expecting is for their entire audience to be 2 miles away here at the village hall at Little Grimley. Now, the success of this operation all depends on the most important phase, Operation Sweet Shop. Margaret, that's where you come in. Ooh.
I'll need a diversion. I will go into the shop first to ask to buy for a ticket. She will tell me they have sold out. I will remonstrate. She's bound to reveal where the list is through proving her point or checking for a cancellation. This is where you come in. You are asked to buy half a pint of lemon bonbons, you know, one they keep high on the back shelf.
Hang on. This involves acting.
Just buying sweets.
Yeah, okay.
Sure. When her back is turned, I will grab the list. Bernard, this is where you come in. Slip in behind me. I will pass you the list, and then you run down to the library for a photocopy.
That's a good 10 minutes away.
So?
Will you be able to keep it to open for that long?
Yes. When you return, slip me back the list. Ask to order another half pint of lemon bonbons. I will return the list, and she will never know she's been hustled.
So, any questions?
No.
What type of the lemon bonbons?
Eat them, Joyce.
What about my flicker?
It's never over, Joyce, till the fat lady sings. So, any questions?
No.
Right. Synchronise watches. It's Thursday. We meet back here next Thursday, 7 p.m. sharp. Don't be late. And remember, it's top security on this one. If any of you are caught, I'll have to deny all knowledge of you. Good luck.
One second, please, Emma.
Margaret's on the phone.
Mrs. Thompson, yes. It's about next week's production. Yes, that's right. Well, I'm afraid it has to be moved. Yes, it's now at the Little Grimley Village Hall. Correct, yes. Isn't it? Thank you, yes. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye. Ciao. Well, that's the last one.
So, in precisely 6 days and 17 minutes, the Grimley upon Neaton ADS will all be set up in their village hall, expecting a full house.
I love it.
All right, kicking the gonads.
Nicely put, Bernard. And whilst they're scratching their heads, wondering where their audiences are, we'll be packing them into the rafters.
Oh, Gordon. How many?
258, Joyce! 258 people, all buzzing with excitement and coming to watch our production!
Great.
Shit! We haven't got a production!
We've been so busy trying to nobble their production, we just don't have one of our own. How stupid are we going to look? With less than a week's production and a preparation, how are we? We're going to look ridiculous.
Margaret, we can't cancel now. How stupid would we look?
About normal.
Well, this is ridiculous. I'm off.
Margaret! Every member of the audience can track this production back to your mobile. Your fingerprints are all over this. If you walk out now, you'll never be able to show your face in this village again.
You're a hard man.
Harder than you'll ever know.
Oh, Gordon. What's to become of us?
Don't worry, Joyce. I've got a plan already worked out.
You?
Yes. I'm going to go to the pub. I'm going to get extremely drunk.
Count me in.
Meet me back here in 24 hours.
He's magnificent when he's angry.
You are testing my notoriously short patience.
Sorry, I used to be able to get a tune out of this thing.
Are you sure you're blowing from the right hole?
24
I don't know what they did. Kids got it.
24 hours. Are you sure you meant tonight?
That's the usual interpretation of the phrase, Joyce.
Well, I went to that new Tesco's the other day, and it was closed.
What do you mean, Joyce?
Well, I thought maybe they were open 24 hours. It was closed. So maybe they weren't open 24 hours in a row.
You live in a strange world, Joyce.
Evening tea.
Is that an alcoholic beverage in your hand, Gordon?
This, Margaret, is a can of Cyprus champagne.
And why do you have a can of Cyprus champagne?
Because, Margaret, I'm celebrating.
Celebrating what?
The fact that I've cracked it.
Crack what?
It, Margaret.
What's this?
The script. Get learning.
But it's only 1 page long.
Precisely. Rehearsal time is short, and so is the script.
What is it?
The musical, Joyce.
All of it.
Well, not exactly. I've praised it.
But you're not allowed to do that.
I've done it.
The author will go mad.
No, he won't. He happens to be a close personal friend of mine.
You know David Tristram?
Yes.
How?
David Tristram, the playwright.
Yes. What do you mean, how? I met him.
When?
We were at school together.
You went to the same school as David Tristram.
I didn't say that. We were at school together at the same time. They just happened to be different schools.
Have you met him or not?
Of course.
When?
I met him last night in an email.
And he gave you permission to change the script. You're not entirely convincing, Gordon.
Trust me, Margaret. I have all the permission I need. I wrote an email to him last night asking him if we could use extracts from his musical for an evening's entertainment. He wrote back and said, yes. It just so happens that those extracts will be individual words, all rearranged into a completely different order and lasting a total of 3 minutes and 54 seconds.
So you're suggesting we invite a sell-out crowd to witness 3 minutes of entertainment?
I'm not saying that it'll all be entertaining, Margaret. I've built in some light and some shade.
Look what's there.
Quite probably. But I thought that if they do, then Little Grimley ADS will be seen as positively good value for money afterwards.
And
But they'll all want their money back.
Yes, they will, Joyce, and they can have it from Mrs. Miggins.
It'll ruin them.
Yes.
well, I think this is sheer genius.
Yes. So, we start with a song. Joyce, that's you.
What's the tune?
Give me a note. Lovely. Start there, the first 2 words, and then go up a bit.
This was a
Brilliant! Bernard, you're on.
Was that it?
Leave them wanting more, Joyce. It's never a bad motto.
It was 4 words.
Enough to set the scene. Bernard.
Yes?
You play Rick, the leading man. This was a man. Now, this started as the original script was a 4 or 5 page monologue on how Rick tells us about himself, introduces us to his background, and then gives us a real insight into his later character. So I've had to cut that quite a lot. So, from your entrance, from the top.
Hello.
Perfect.
Who am I?
You play Maxine Shepherd, Rick's university lecturer.
And what is my motivation?
Your motivation, Margaret, is that we're doing this in 5 days' time. Get on with it! This is your opening scene. Off you go.
You must be Rick.
Yes, and you must be Max, who eventually I fall in love with.
Yes.
Wonderful. Now it's me. I play Noel. Rick and Noel are like chalk and cheese to begin with, but eventually they become best mates when they share a house together. Margaret, from my entrance. Page 1.
Rick, I'd like you to meet Noel.
Noel? Rick!
Why don't you two share a flat together and have some adventures, and then despite a dodgy start and apparent differences, you can fairly predictably become great friends at the end?
Okay. Brilliant. Next song. Bernard, it's you.
What, me?
Yes, it's your character.
I can't sing.
Bernard, I'm sure you can sing. And remember, it doesn't have to be entertaining.
No way am I singing.
All right. I'll settle for an instrumental version. You can play this thing.
No?
Then it doesn't matter what the tune is. Just blow. Come on, Bernard. What? What?
What was that?
I can't hear you. So, end of song. End of Act 1. And off we go to the rapturous sound of dropping jaws. So what do you think?
Are you seriously suggesting we have an interval in a 3-minute play?
Pardon?
I said, are you seriously suggesting we have an interval in a 3-minute play?
Margaret, we've got to make money out of this. We've got the raffle to do. Every penny counts. Helps to pay the rent. So what do you think?
Well, it's certainly concise.
Yes, but I think I've remained fairly faithful to the original script.
I think I've learnt my lines.
Well, there you go.
Are there any more songs in it?
There were more songs, Joyce, in the first half. But I had to lose those because they were just slowing down the action. You start the second act with a real belter. It's called Under Control. That's the chorus hook line. I can't remember the tune. Just give it a go.
Under control. Under control.
That's great. But because of time constraints, I've had to shorten it to just under.
Under.
Yes, give it a go.
Under.
Lovely! Off you go, Joyce. Toodle off and practice your songs, whilst we concentrate on the script.
So, what part am I playing? I do have
Part?
a part, don't I, Gordon?
Not part, Joyce. Parts. The original script called for a talented and versatile actress to play 2 roles. A student called Helen and her twin sister, Rachel. Helen and Rachel. Got it?
Helen and Rachel. What are their characters?
It doesn't matter, because since I didn't have a talented and versatile actress, I've scrubbed it. And that brings us to the finale.
Which is what?
Which was too long. And there you have it. A musical, a complete musical, in under 4 minutes. So what do you think? Have we cracked it, or do you want to run through it again?
It seems a shame to lose the spontaneity.
Well, there you go then. We meet back on opening night.
Thank you.
Answer your phone. Answer your phone.
What? I'm terribly sorry. I can't speak at the moment. I'm sorry. Who is this? How dare you speak to me like that? No, well, Oh dear.
What?
open sometime.
Margaret, what's the matter?
I think we have a problem.
Who the bloody hell was that?
Spike Pond. Front of house manager of Gonads. They found out what we're up to. And on their way over here right now.
It went well.
Which did.
Audience loved it.
5 minutes standing ovation. Never seen anything like it. And news of Bernard.
So his wife rang. She said he's going to try and make it, if he can. He didn't have a very comfortable night though.
Hardly surprising. He was very brave.
I think he took the brunt of it.
Spike Punch doesn't take any prisoners, does he?
I still can't get over Gordon though.
Sickens me to the pit of my stomach.
Gordon, of all people. How are you feeling?
Sorry I'm late, I had to get the bus.
Are you understood if he didn't come?
Well, it's better than staying at home, Morgan. I've never missed an AGM yet. No, Gordon.
That's a bit of a sore point.
You save that, I've got enough sore points for the moment. Would you, Joyce?
What's the latest on the trombone?
They said they're going to let the swelling dry down and then saw it off.
And, any news of the, mouthpiece?
I'm expecting that to show up any day now.
Keep taking the casserole, Bernard. My mother swears by it.
Sorry I missed the show. Did I miss anything?
In a nutshell, Spike Port was carried off by the police, and those of us that could still walk and talk had a slightly more civilized conversation with Gonads. They insisted on staging it here. They said it was too late to change.
And you let them?
Well, let's just say they twisted my arm.
So we didn't do our show?
Well, how could we with our leading man in hospital?
You could have cut my roll out, I only had 15 words.
I bet you learnt them all as well.
Yeah.
That's in the right order, surely.
Oh no, I'll leave that till the dress rehearsal.
Right.
You should have seen it, Bernard.
Stunning.
You actually went?
Curiosity got the better of us, Bernard. We sneaked through the fire exit and sat at the back.
And?
And, though it pains me to say it, it was absolutely fabulous.
Inspired.
5 minutes standing ovation.
I cried.
Terrific. What a way to bow out, battered into submission.
Bruised egos.
Bankrupt.
And bollocksed.
Do you know what hurts the most, Bernard?
I think it's me left shin.
No, I mean, emotionally.
What?
I can't tell you, Joyce.
We saw Gordon there.
Well, he's probably just as curious as you were.
He was far more than curious, Bernard. He was a new front of house manager.
You rather me on.
Oh no, true as I am sitting here, he was smiling and selling programs and raffle tickets and hoping everyone enjoyed the show.
If I ever see him again, I'll swing for him.
Evening, team.
Gordon.
You've got a nerve showing up here.
You Judas! Calm down, Bernard. You'll do yourself an injury.
He saw you, Gordon. Fraternalizing with the enemy.
I saw you too, Joyce. And Margaret, hiding in the back of the room.
You were just curious.
And I was just selling programs.
And raffle tickets.
The raffle money all came to us, Margaret. £293 has paid off our debts.
Listen to him! Little Grimley's very own man for all seasons.
What?
I've heard of selling my soul, but raffling it off?
How could you, Gordon?
Well, we all have to get by in this world, don't we? And as I was sat in the queue at Casualty and thinking to myself, what with their front of house manager locked away in jail, they might do with a little hand.
Black leg.
Black and blue, Bernard. I joined the fighting as well, remember?
And that's what makes it so much harder to understand, Gordon.
I noticed you two didn't buy a programme.
I never put my nose in the trough of the enemy, Gordon.
Well, fortunately, I managed to save a few as souvenirs.
You know where you can shove your souvenirs?
Good, aren't they? From the outside, you wouldn't even know the difference.
Difference.
Go on. Have a read.
Sex, Drugs and Rick and Noel, a musical proudly brought to you by Little Grimley Amateur Dramatic Society.
Well, I took the liberty of reprinting the inside pages.
Look, I'm the musical director.
The least you deserve, Joyce.
Set design, Bernard Collins.
And what a wonderful job you did of it too, Bernard.
My God, did I direct this masterpiece?
Apparently so, Margaret.
I'm a genius.
And look, Gordon wrote it.
Yes, with a little help from an old school friend of mine.
So you're saying, instead of us putting on a load of crap and blaming them,
We do a magnificent show.
And take all the credit.
Yes, well, I thought their production wouldn't do our reputation any harm. And I even took the liberty of printing my telephone number on the back for advance ticket sales. We've had 36 calls already, and the mailing list has gone through the roof.
So, what's our next production?
It doesn't matter, Margaret. They love us.
Gordon, we've wronged you.
It doesn't matter, Joyce. How's showbiz?
I'd like to shake you by the hand.
Yes, I'll bet you would, Bernard.
So, it's not over for Little Grimley.
It's never over, Margaret. Until the fat lady sings!